Pleased to be joined by a guy who had Aztec fans anxiously awaiting over the course of the last couple months, and it was worth the wait. The good news came Wednesday, and Miles Byrd is back to work with San Diego State. Appreciate you taking some time with us. You got to spend the weekend back in San Diego after making the decision. What would you say was the kind of prevailing feeling or emotion the last few days after making that announcement?
I think it just feels good to be home. I think coming back this weekend and just coming back to my apartment and, realizing that I'm going to do this for another year. I mean, it's exciting. It's something I'm looking forward to.
You made the announcement, I think about 6.5 hours short of that deadline Wednesday night. What was it that tipped the scales in San Diego State's favor?
It was more of just, either taking the risk. I kind of looked at everything from the worst possible situation. So the worst possible situation, I slide all the way out of the second round, and I'm on a two-way, and I'm fighting for just time to even put an NBA jersey on. I'm wearing a G League jersey majority of the time. So for me, it was more of giving myself another year, try to get stronger, try to make a run, graduate, make my mom happy, and give it another go here at Sdsu.
Making mom happy, the most important factor of all. You get to talk to these teams. I think it was over a dozen teams that you had some communication with. What would you say is the most crucial piece of feedback that you got?
Just got to be more consistent. I mean, teams, they all loved me. I think I did good in all my interviews, just building a relationship with these organizations, meeting face-to-face for the first time. They watched me play. I never met the higher-ups until then. So I think for them it was just be more consistent, and with another year in college, you got time to work on your body before you get to the next level. So I mean, just keep working on my body, keep working to be consistent and be an everyday guy.
How did you tell Dutch, and what was that conversation like?
It was quick. I mean, I think the coaches were anticipating the phone call the whole entire morning. I had finished working out. I slept on it the night before. Finished my workout, went outside. We were about to go in the ice baths at the agency, and I'll just call Dutch right now since I already know what I'm going to do. So gave him a call. I was like, I'm back. Let's run it back, coach. And he's like, that's all I needed to hear, pretty much. So it was a good conversation. Talked to all the coaches this weekend at the AG's wedding. So happy to see everybody's family in my eyes.
And I would imagine there was a player group text that's been popping off the last few days as well.
I gave them a little bit of a sneak peek, probably 5 hours before I even posted it. After I slept on it, I called Reese. Waters. That was the first call I made in the morning. We had talked about just the next level and stuff like that, and I just wanted to give him that call, let him know I'm back, and me and him are going to be going to work this year. We were excited to do it last year. The foot injury of his kind of kept him out, so excited to go back at it this year.
What are you most excited about when you think about this year that is ahead of you and the opportunity that awaits the Aztecs?
I just say, the season. I think we got a team this year that on paper is probably one of the better teams that we've had in whatever years here in Sdsu history. I was on the team my freshman year. We went to the national championship run, so I'm excited to get everybody in the Jam Center this summer. Start bumping and playing early, grinding early. I'm excited for that, the process of it.
It is rare this day in college hoops to have that kind of continuity and this much talent returning. Obviously, Magoon making his decision. You mentioned Reese making his decision as well. How much did that factor in it as well? A chance to do something special with the collection of talent you don't often see.
No, it definitely helps. I wanted to do something great here in San Diego. I mean, I was here for greatness. Didn't get to really get to be a part of that on the court. I felt it on the outside, all the love and stuff. But I want to be here for the last year in the Mountain West. I want to go out Mountain West with a bang. I want to make a deep run in the tournament.
Yeah, if healthy, and we know that's a big if because we saw it this past season.
Yeah.
What do you think the ceiling is for next year's team? It's a while out.
Yeah.
But as you kind of look into your crystal ball,
I don't think there is a ceiling really. I think it's up to us to put the work in early and determine how far we'll go as a team. With every season, there's going to be some ups and downs. But I think just with everybody kind of returning and getting in four new guys, 5 new guys, that's going to help. We're going to be in there early. We're going to be bumping. We're going to be gelling off the court as well. And, I think sky's the limit for us.
You mentioned being part of that 2023 team that made history, get to the national championship game. Completely different looking groups of talent, right? How would you compare what's ahead of you this season to what you experienced in that group of guys a couple years ago?
I think it was kind of similar in a way where everybody made their one more year push. Nate Minsick took his COVID year. Seiko took his COVID year. Matt Brad took his COVID year. So it was kind of the same thing in that sense where they're coming back for their last year. For us, I think it's a little different just because we're a lot younger. We still have experience and have a lot of on-court time together, but we played 4 freshmen last year, 3 freshmen last year, 3 sophomores last year, 4 sophomores last year. So we're still young. So it's going to be a lot of young energy still. But yeah, talent-wise, both groups are off the charts for sure.
You know what it's like in this NIL transfer portal era. It's hard to get guys to stick around. But even going back to last offseason, you were one of the guys that was trying to rally players to stay on the Mesa. And before the draft stuff, you, like Reese, said, look, if we come back, we're coming back with San Diego State. Magoon obviously made his decision as well. What should that tell fans who are maybe concerned about all this, about the state of the Aztecs, the fact that you guys, and you in particular, would express that sort of commitment?
Yeah, no, I think it's just sports nowadays, college sports in general. I think it's very easy to go get money somewhere else. Obviously, for me, it was more of just the loyalty that they've shown me since I've been here. My mindset through the whole entire thing is I'm an NBA basketball player in the future. I've always told myself that since coming to San Diego. And I always, sitting with my family, talking with my family. It was never my first thing to go and jump in the portal for more money because I want my money to come later in my career when I'm in the NBA and, I'm on my second contract making whatever millions then. I think I could push off on a little bit of the money now and stay over here. Plus, it's just a family culture over here. I think our culture is one of the things that it might take you through NIL. You might be able to get through NIL with our culture just because everything you do here, it feels like family. So
I'm glad you made the decision that you did, and I know a lot of Aztec fans are as well. Congrats on that, Miles, and appreciate your time.
So thank you for having me.